So let's say your home is on the market in DFW. You did what you were supposed to do, you cleaned it up, you listed it. The sign went in the yard, the photos went online, and then you waited and waited. Meanwhile, you're seeing other homes in your neighborhood sell. Some of them may have even been listed after yours. So now you're asking yourself a question that every seller hates asking. Why isn't my home selling? And here's the truth. In most cases, it's not because buyers rejected your home. It's usually because the launch strategy was off from the beginning. Sometimes it's price, sometimes it's presentation, sometimes it's the photos, the condition, the showing access, or the way the home was positioned online. And sometimes it's a combination of all of those things. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 of the most common reasons homes in DFW fail to sell, and more importantly, what you can do to avoid these mistakes. Because in today's market, selling a home is not just about putting it on the MLS and hoping the right buyer shows up. You need a strategy. So let's get into it. The first mistake is a big one, and honestly, almost every other problem connects back to this. It's overpricing the home from day one. Now, I'm not talking about pricing just a little aggressively. I'm talking about pricing based on hope, emotion, old market conditions, or what a neighbor said they got 2 years ago. That's where the sellers get into trouble. Because buyers today are more informed than ever. They're looking at listings every day. They know what is sitting, they know what is reducing, and they can compare your home to 5 or 10 others in a matter of seconds. So if the price doesn't line up with the condition, the location, the updates, and the competition, they usually don't negotiate first. They just move on. And that's the part a lot of sellers miss. They think, let's just test the market and we can always come down later. But that strategy can backfire quickly. The first couple of weeks on the market are your launch window. This is when the listing gets the most attention. It is when serious buyers, active agents, and relocation buyers are watching closely. If the home is priced correctly, you create urgency. If it's priced too high, you create hesitation. And once buyers hesitate, they start looking for reasons not to come see it. Then the listing sits. Showings slow down, feedback gets weaker, and eventually the price reductions come. And when buyers see a home sitting with a price cut, they don't usually think, great, now it's priced right. Sometimes they think, what's wrong with it? That's why pricing is not just a number, it's a positioning strategy. The goal is not to pick the highest number you can justify. The goal is to pick the number that gets you the right buyers to take action. The second mistake is relying on bad information. And usually this starts with online estimates. Now, I'm not saying that Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, or any of these platforms are useless. They can be helpful for general research, but they are not a pricing strategy. The problem is that online estimates don't walk you through your house. They don't know whether your kitchen was remodeled last year or 20 years ago. They don't know if your roof is newer, if the floor plan is awkward, if the backyard backs onto a greenbelt, or if the house down the street that sold for more had $150,000 worth of upgrades. They're looking at data, but they're not interpreting the property the way a buyer will. And in DFW, that matters a lot because this market is not one big uniform market. A home in Lakewood, for example, is not the same as a home in Frisco. A home in Flower Mound is not the same as a home in Forney. Even within the same city, 2 neighborhoods 5 minutes apart can behave very differently. That's why you cannot rely on a broad online estimate when you're making a decision about one of your largest financial assets. A real pricing analysis needs to look at active competition, pending sales, recently closed homes, condition, updates, lot layout, school patterns, buyer demand, days on the market, and the direction the local market is moving right now. Not 6 months ago, right now. Because if you price on stale data, you're basically driving by looking in the rearview mirror. And that is how a lot of sellers end up overpriced without realizing it. The third big mistake is poor photography. And this one is bigger than people think, because your first showing does not happen when the buyer walks through the front door. It happens on their phone. It happens while they're sitting on the couch, scrolling through listings at night. And they are making quick decisions, very quick decisions. They are asking themselves, does this home feel worth clicking on? If the photos are dark, blurry, crooked, too tight, or taken on a phone, buyers may never even get to the description. They just swipe past it. That's why photography is not just a marketing detail. It's one of the most important parts of the entire listing strategy. Good photography makes a home feel bright, clean, spacious, and inviting. It helps a buyer understand the layout. It highlights the best features. It creates emotion. And bad photography does the opposite. It makes the home feel smaller, darker, and less valuable than it may actually be. And buyers notice. Even if they don't say it out loud, poor photos send a message. They make the listing feel less professional and make the seller look less prepared. And in some cases, they make the buyers assume that the home has not been well cared for. That may not be fair, but it happens. So if you're selling in DFW, especially in areas where buyers expect strong presentation, professional photography is not optional. It's your front door to your marketing. And if this first impression fails, the rest of the strategy has a much harder job. The fourth mistake is assuming buyers will see past your stuff. This is one of the most common things sellers say. They'll see past the furniture, they'll understand the room is bigger than it looks, they'll know that they can paint, they'll ignore the clutter. Maybe, but probably not. Most buyers are not great at visualizing. They are not walking through the house with a designer's imagination. They're walking through asking, can I see myself living here? And if the home feels too personal, too crowded, too dark, or too specific to the current owner, that becomes harder. That's where staging comes in. And staging does not always mean bringing in a full house of rented furniture. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it means editing what is already there. Removing oversized pieces, rearranging furniture, cleaning surfaces, improving flow, neutralizing rooms, making the home feel bigger, cleaner, and easier to understand. The point of staging is not to make the home feel fake. The point is to help buyers emotionally connect with it. You're not selling your personal lifestyle. You're helping the buyer imagine their own. And that matters because buying a home is not purely logical, it is emotional. A buyer may justify the decision with numbers, but they usually become interested because of how the home feels. So when the home is staged well, it feels easier to live in. It feels more move-in ready. It feels more valuable. And that can have a direct impact on showings, offers, and negotiations. The fifth mistake is putting a home on the market before it's really ready. This is where small issues become big issues. A dripping faucet, chipped paint, dirty grout, a loose doorknob, a cracked outlet cover, overgrown landscaping, closets packed wall to wall. Now by themselves, these may not seem like major problems, but buyers rarely look at them one at a time. They connect the dots. And if they see enough small neglected items, they start wondering what else has been neglected. That's the danger. The buyer may not say this house needs a $200 repair. They may say, I'm worried this house hasn't been maintained. That affects confidence, and confidence affects offers. The same thing applies to clutter. Clutter makes rooms feel smaller. It makes storage feel limited. It distracts buyers from the features you actually want them to notice. And it makes the home feel harder to move into. Decluttering is one of the lowest cost, highest impact things a seller can do. Clear the counters, thin out the closets, pack up your personal photos, remove extra furniture, clean the garage. Make every room feel like it has space to breathe. You want buyers walking through thinking this home has been cared for, not that this home looks like a lot of work. That one shift can make a huge difference. The sixth mistake is limiting showings too much. And I understand why this happens. Selling a home is inconvenient. You're trying to live your life. Maybe you have kids, pets, work schedules, or security concerns. Keeping a house ready all the time is not easy, but here is a reality. If buyers cannot get in, they cannot buy it. You can have great photos, great pricing, and great marketing, but if showing access is too restrictive, you are going to lose buyers. Rules like only weekends, 24, 48 hours notice, no evenings, no short notice showings, they may feel reasonable from the seller's side, but they can eliminate serious buyers, especially in DFW where relocation buyers may only be in town for a short window. They may have one day to see the homes. If yours is not available, they move on. Local buyers have scheduling issues too. They may work nights, they may work weekends. They may be trying to see 5 homes after work before making a decision. The easier your home is to show, the more opportunities you create. And the more opportunities you create, the better chance you have of getting the right offer. Now, does that mean you should allow complete unreasonable access? No. There still needs to be structure. But during a launch period, especially the first couple of weeks, availability matters. The sellers who understand that usually get through the inconvenience faster. Because the goal is not to be on the market for months. The goal is to create as much quality activity as possible early so you can get your home sold and move on. The seventh mistake is hiring the wrong agent. And I don't say this lightly, because the agent you hire can either protect you from these mistakes or lead you right into them. The wrong agent may agree with whatever price you want just to get the listing. That feels good in the beginning, but it can hurt you later on. Because if the price is not supported by the market, the home sits. Then come the price cuts. Then the difficult conversations. Then the seller starts wondering what went wrong. A strong agent should be willing to tell you the truth before the market tells it to you. That does not mean being negative. It means being honest. It means showing you the data, explaining the competition, walking through the risks, and helping you make a smart decision. The wrong agent may also treat marketing like a checklist. Photos, MLS, sign, done. But that is not enough anymore. A good listing strategy should walk you through pricing, preparation, staging, photography, video, online presentation, showing access, buyer feedback, follow-up, negotiation, and market adjustments if needed. Your agent should be a strategist. They should be a project manager. They should be a negotiator. And they should understand the local market well enough to know how buyers are behaving right now, not last year. Not during the pandemic market, but right now. Because every listing has a strategy. The question is whether it is intentional or accidental. And when you are selling one of the largest assets, accidental is not good enough. So those are the 7 big reasons homes fail to sell. Overpricing, bad pricing information, weak photos, poor presentation, deferred maintenance and clutter, restrictive showings, and hiring the wrong agent. But here's the bigger point. Homes usually do not fail because of one single mistake. They fail because the strategy was not aligned with the market. And in today's DFW market, sellers have to be more intentional. The homes that are winning are the ones that are priced correctly, prepared properly, marketed professionally, and made easy for buyers to say yes to. Selling a home is not passive. You cannot just put it online and hope the right buyer figures it out. You have to create the conditions for the right buyer to take actions. So if you're thinking about selling your home in Dallas-Fort Worth, take the time to get the strategy right before you launch, because you only get one first impression with the market, and that first impression matters. If you have questions about selling in DFW, drop them in the comments. We read and respond to every one. And if you're thinking about making a move, make sure you have a real plan before you put the sign in the yard. Thanks for watching. Now let's go make a straight move. All the best.